What's up, guys? So we are here today behind the scenes in the shop. Dude, I'm laughing already. I'm like, okay, let me start that over. All right. What's up, guys? So we are here today behind the scenes where all the magic happens in our service and restoration. We've got a very interesting box in front of us. It's a nice size crate. I don't know exactly what's in here, but it is a very important part of the history of our Lamborghini Diablo pace car. And if you guys don't remember, we actually had a reward for anyone that could help us with the history of the car. And sort of remarkably, we found the car almost by accident. A good colleague of ours, Leo in Europe, reached out to us. And what's so interesting about this car, it was actually delivered as a brand new Diablo in Europe, and the guy drove the car and he enjoyed it without realizing, I don't think, just how famous this car was and how important it was for Lamborghini's history. And we don't have all the story yet. What we found, this car has been almost like an onion. It's like a layer after layer after layer. But when we originally found the car, we knew and believed it was one of the original PPG pace cars that Lamborghini had basically lent to PPG in the Indy car series in 1995-96. And as the story went on, we learned some interesting things. I never could understand why the car had a scoop, you know, the famous Jota scoop on the rear engine bay. And if you don't remember, I used to actually own an SC30 Jota, one of the original 30, let's call it, 28 to 30 cars that were produced in period. The Jota was actually a kit. It was if you know Italian, J is the appendix, basically the appendix for racing when you'd certify a car or whatnot. And essentially the Jota was a kit used for the FIA BPR GT racing series. So Lamborghini reached out to their Japanese clients, German clients, to install these kits for VIPs that wanted to go racing. And what was remarkable about this kit, and you'll see part of the kit in this crate, was that it produced 600 horsepower, almost 600 horsepower, and very, very radical. I know, and I talked about this in a few videos, that the cams on my car actually made it, driving around in the city, it was actually difficult to drive. So I never could understand why the pace car had the scoops. And then one day, Steve, a dear friend of ours from Driven Exotics, reached out to us and said, I was the one that actually removed the original Jota kit. So we had never known that this car actually was delivered to the US with a Jota kit, which I believe would have probably been the only Diablo VT coupe ever with a Jota kit installed. And I don't know exactly, why. My guess was, PPG for the pace cars, they used to get prototypes and one-offs, and manufacturers would do interesting things for PPG. So I assume it had something to do with that. The other interesting features of the car is it actually had a full factory roll cage that had different front bumper, and then switches and gadgets and things like that for the lights, etc. But from the factory, it was actually delivered with a Jota kit, which we learned from Steve. He sent us some incredible photos that Albert will share on the screen of the car. Actually, the engine is getting taken out of the car, apparently at Laguna Seca. I don't know if someone missed a gear or something, but basically the engine, it blew up. And Lamborghini contracted with Mr. Burtoni, the famous service facility and sort of Lamborghini, I would say, icon today, and to basically remove the engine and put a factory fresh engine in. Now, they never put the Jota kit back. The interesting part of this story was the Jota kit actually never made it back to Italy. And it was believed to have been lost, but it was actually part of Burtoni's personal collection. What's sort of funny about the story is he actually took molds of the kit and then later built his Jota Americana, which I think he built like 4 or 5 of those cars. So it was a Diablo with his own Jota kit that Burtoni built. So essentially a piece of history sitting in this crate. Our goal and our job is to reunite it with the car. This is the first time this kit has seen this car in, I don't know what, 20 years, 25 years, something like that. So really, really exciting. and I think it's exciting for this next owner. We sold it to a really, really passionate younger collector. He's got another Diablo. We'll share that as well because he's got another special Diablo, but really passionate and wants us to take this car back exactly the way it was when it was at Indy. And I think the cool part of this story is it's always growing. Barton from our team, who does all of our writing, has interviewed a ton of race car drivers that drove it in the period. I think during one part of the season, they actually had all retired female women race car drivers. Lynn St. James, some very important names that were actually driving the car, and famous race car drivers. A ton of people have driven the car. And we even got from a good friend of ours, Keith, who is a former Jota owner as well, who sent us original videos that he took in 95, 96 of the car on the racetrack. So very, very cool. And I think this is just so exciting. We've basically, and thanks to you guys, and we've sent out a reward. We've got the original, one of the gentlemen that was part of the process to make the original lights. He's reproducing us an original light for the car as well, which is super, super exciting. We'll share you some photos of updates on that. We got one of the original wings. I don't know if you guys remember, it had the wrong wing on the car. We removed that. It had the wrong rear bumper. We got an original rear bumper to put on it. We've got the graphics back on it. So this is the final piece of the puzzle. We wouldn't have known this existed without Steve. And this is not like a $5,000, $10,000 part. A Jota kit is priceless. This, the way it sits today, is well over $50,000, and really a piece of history. Lamborghini probably produced, the guesstimate is 30, 31, 32 kits. I had always thought, and I had actually published the number 30, but there are rumors that there's another kit out there still in a crate, and this kit I did not even know was ever produced. I didn't even know it was actually installed on that car. So very cool. Anyways, let's open it up. We've got a ton more content coming on the PPG Diablo pace car, and we'll have some great content coming next couple weeks. I know we're going to take a 512M for a drive, 550 Barchetta, Carrera GT, some really cool stuff. We also have a huge surprise about a very important AMG hammer, and we'll be doing a great story about that car as well. Some rewards will go out for that car as well. It's sort of it's going to be a group of you that share in the success of that car, and let's get this open. Wow, that is sick. So this is, and I think he screwed this in here. This is the carbon deck lid that would actually, so you'd have the air filters here, and those would go down into the, let's see where the intake, so there's your intakes there, as you guys can see, and these were all the gold, basically to match the SC30 engine. So similar to the SC30 engine, and the plenums, here, let's open this up. And huge thank you to Rob for doing a brilliant job packing this, and also giving us the opportunity to buy it. Because it's not every day that someone with a treasure like this allows it to leave their collection, because this is such a part of history. And yeah, wow, okay. And that's all carbon fiber. Actually very nicely done too, if you look at the carbon. Beautifully done. Thank you, Gio. And here are the plenums. And these are essentially the new intakes. So this goes at the bottom of here. So this would be like this, and then those go into the intakes there. So if we cut away, let's see, now we'll go here. What is this? Oh wow, that's cool. That's the original license plate frames from Burtoni's Milano Imports. So cool. That is very cool to keep with the car. And I do not know what these are. Ah, Pudgy's Pizza, t-shirts, and some swag. Huge thank you to Rob again. So let's get this. Okay. Okay, and there we go. We have some this. Would go like this, and then you have, there you go, like so, and that is, maybe it goes to the other side, but oh no, wait, I can see where it's, there you go, and that carbon panel would go on top, and that is your intake for the Jota kit.
5 years.
I got a picture at the factory back in the old shop with Roberto Lodi and his, back when we had the gray coveralls. It's like some test mule they had.
That car has 100,000 kilometers.
The
Yeah,
hard way.
I was trying to buy it for years.
The hard way.
The hard way.
Hard drive.
And at one point it even had an SV front bumper. And then this, what is that port?
Chicken nuggets, big
I
12.
think you guys probably care about this stuff more than
You gonna
anybody
make
in
a
the
kids
world.
meal or a fruit cup?
Let's see,
Oh, is this when they hooked up the nitrous?
Instead of
So stay tuned. We've got a ton more updates with this car coming. We've got the light on its way very soon to be installed. And then finally, its original Jota kit will be reunited, installed in this car. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It is an honor to be around cars like this. And thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting all of our crazy journeys and much more.